How are you, man?
I watch some of your videos.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm good. I haven't been vegan for that long. Like
Okay.
8 months, 9.
You are vegan now, yeah?
Yeah. I was
Appreciate you, man.
vegetarian for like about a year before.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was enough for
Me too.
what
Me
I
too.
was trying to achieve. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just watched a lot of videos. Specifically like all the shocking ones that you see.
Dominion and Earthlings
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
also
yeah.
like Joey Carbstrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like maybe a little scared of it at first, so tried to avoid it.
Scared of the message?
Just that like I knew it was right, but like thought like it was impossible.
Yeah, and human beings are very resistant to change, I think, as well. So I think it's that thing where you know if you accept the message, then you have to change some things.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, shit, I don't really want to do that.
No, I know.
I get it, man, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the right decision for me, and like it's easy.
It's the right decision for everybody, I think,
Well, yeah, I do.
including the animals in that as well, you know. So I appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
So keep it going. What's your name?
James.
James.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm out here all the time. I'm usually out here
No,
2 or
I
3
know,
times
yeah.
a week, so
I've
you'll
never
see.
ran into you actually. I wanted to.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't really talked to a lot of other vegans or anything.
None of your friends are vegan or anything like that?
No.
And what's their thoughts on you going vegan?
I got invited to.
I think it's a bit extreme.
Okay.
Some people see it as like a health kick, but quite the opposite for me. I probably don't eat very healthy.
I know. Man, it's nothing to do with health because you could eat vegan ice cream and vegan chocolate all day long.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you can be on a vegan diet, but veganism's nothing to do with personal health, nothing to do with it. It's related to it for sure. The reason I think people think we're extreme is because we're holding a mirror up to them.
Yeah.
You know, you're abstaining from something that's objectively, not subjectively bad, it is objectively terrible. What happens to animals, I don't think anybody could argue that. So you're holding up a mirror now saying,
Yeah.
I'm abstaining, you're now supporting something I think is pretty heinous.
Yeah.
So that's why I think people like to project us. I'm not an extremist. You watch my videos, man, you know, I'm not an extremist.
I know.
I hold opinions that are very different than most of society, but I'm just out here trying to change hearts and minds, so that's all I'm trying to do.
Specifically for me, like some of my family, my dad's side of the family,
Yeah.
also my mum's side of the family, all like grew up on farms. So I think that's why maybe.
So they're like next level indoctrinated. You know,
Yeah.
you have to accept, don't accept it, you have to accept that they have, you know, if you were brought up on a farm, you'd probably think the same way. But
Like I'm autistic, so
Okay.
when I was a kid, I really liked animals
yeah.
and would like help out, and had my own like specific pet chickens and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember like a rooster I was a big fan of. That was my uncle's. Like he built a new house, so we went up, and I remember he made like chicken soup, and then
That was one of the chickens.
yeah, it was like a rooster that I considered my friend. Yeah, so
Yeah, that would destroy me,
that
man.
was quite sad. I
Yeah.
remember my dad saying like he would pick bits out and stuff, and
I often think farmers do that to, I've heard that a lot from farmers to the children. They'll give them a pet lamb, and then after a few months, they'll sit them down and they're eating, and they're like, oh, by the way, that's such and such.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the ways that they remove your compassion, is to take that away from you in that manner. Because I think as children, we're all compassionate. Society just takes it away from you on different levels. So it's sad, man. It really is sad. But anybody can change. I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't think that anybody can change.
no, I know.
So
That's why I think a lot of different vegan messages are important.
I agree.
Some of the more extreme ones and some of
I
the
agree.
like more casual.
I
Here,
agree.
try this.
I support them all. I support Tash Peterson. I support Joey. I've liberated animals myself. I've done farm investigations. I've done all sorts of stuff, save vigils. So I've done it all. And all forms of activism are needed to highlight the cause. I would never criticise another activist. I appreciate anything that any of them are doing. So
Another thing that springs to mind actually was my granny named like 2 lambs after me and my sister.
and then
And
they
I
were
thought that
killed,
was
yeah.
very cute. And then the next time like I went up, this because my granny lives like in Donegal, so about 100 miles away. I sent to the factory, and I thought that was like...
That's heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
That is thoroughly heartbreaking.
That was one of the times that I kind of realized there was like a real disconnect for people.
Yeah.
You know, they're cute when they're babies, and then after that they're just like money.
Commodities, money, that's what they are. I was going to tell you my story quickly. I know you're probably in a hurry. So when I was 6 years old, I was in a farmer's field. We were picking potatoes by hand, and all I remember about the day was I was having a drink of orange juice because it was warm, and I became aware of the farmers' sons who were teenagers kicking a football, except what they had done was they'd caught a little baby rabbit and they'd put it inside a hessian sack and they kicked it to death in front of us all around the field, and the squeals from that wee animal. Terrible, man. And I think that's why I'm an activist now. I can hardly think about that now. I still cry about it. It upset me so badly. So I realised at 6 years old that animals can feel pain and suffer exactly the same as us. And yeah, it took me, I gave up milk at the same age. I gave up pork at 7. I gave up red meat at 10. And it was just a process for me. I was still wearing leather for many years. So like you said, I was vegetarian for a long time. I thought I was doing enough. And then I realised, hang on a minute, vegetarian actually is a diet.
Yeah.
Only vegan is the abstention against all these industries that are on. It's just normalised cruelty. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've heard the saying like veganism is the true vegetarian, and that's how I kind of.
I think the word vegetarian genuinely meant that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it became something else, and they had to change, and they had to get another word for the word vegan. Yeah. So.
But I appreciate talking to you.
You too, man.
Thank you.
Stay vegan, man.
I will.
All right. Good to talk to you.